attraction. So today we are going to start a new topic, that is Newton's inverse square law. So in the last video I have uploaded regarding universal gravitational law. It's slightly different from that. We can see the Newton's inverse square law. So here you can see a picture with the sun at the center and the earth revolving around that. So we know that there is a force of attraction between the earth and the sun, which is universal law of gravitation. Yes, so here we have an attraction between the earth and the sun, and the distance we call it as, or the radius here we call it as r. And here we have to notice it rotates around in a circular orbit. Okay, you just remind this because later during the derivation I am going to ask you one question. So this like you think it is rotating around in a circular orbit. So here the radius is r and the force between the sun and earth, here it is called as centripetal force. Okay, what it is called as centripetal force. So what is the meaning of centripetal force? For example, if you have a thread and stone in your hand and you are tying that stone with a thread and you want to rotate it, you have to maintain a constant speed so that you can rotate that thread and stone along a circular orbit. Okay, if not you are maintaining a constant speed, what happens? It will come and hit you, or it may fly away from your hand. Both will happen. So the force should act inwards. Okay, the force should act inwards. How it is coming towards? So the force that act inwards, that is called as centripetal force here. So we have an equation for that. A centripetal, or else an acceleration. We know, right, what is acceleration? So the velocity by time taken. So the certain speed has to be maintained. So the centripetal acceleration A is equal to mv square by r, where m is constant. Okay, m is constant, so that we can neglect m here, which gives you A is equal to v squared by r. What is v? We know velocity is displacement by time. Okay, the basic formula of velocity is displacement by time. So in the beginning I said that it rotates around in a circular orbit. So here we are going to use that for displacement. So what is displacement here? The earth will rotate around the whole orbit and comes back its original position. Again it will start rotating. So one circular rotation, one rotation here, we call it as displacement. So the formula for displacement, as it is a circumference of the circle. Okay, as it is a circumference of the circle, it is 2 pi r. Okay, so the displacement is 2 pi r divided by t. So if we can substitute that in this place, right? Instead of v, we can substitute. So a is equal to 2 pi r squared, v squared. So 2 pi r squared divided by t squared. Already we have one r here. Is it clear? So 2 pi r the whole square divided by t squared into r. So what can be done here? This will be 4 pi r squared divided by t squared into r. A is equal to 4 pi r squared t squared into r. And one more thing, here this is acting opposite to the direction. Okay, the force is acting opposite to the direction, as it should move in this way. As it is acting opposite to direction, we consider with this negative. Okay, is it clear up to this? A is equal to 4 pi r square divided by t square. In this what can be done? This one r and r we can cancel it. Right? We can cancel r and r here. So A is equal to 4 pi r. This time, this is equal to the capital T. There is time period t squared. Okay, you can make it as t squared here instead of that. Next, now we are going to include Newton's second law. So what is Newton's second law? F is equal to ma. So what is Newton's second law? We know force is based on the mass and acceleration. Okay, so we have to give a force. The product of mass and acceleration is called as force here. So we are applying Newton's second law. F is equal to ma, where it can be also written as A is equal to, when you can bring this down, that is F divided by m. A is equal to F divided by m. So now we are going to equate this both. Like instead of A, we have a value for A. So we can substitute that value. F is equal to m into minus 4 pi r divided by t square. So instead of A, okay. So instead of this A, we have substituted this value 4 pi r divided by t square. Clear? And next step, we are going to bring this m towards this side. So F by m is equal to minus 4 pi r divided by t square. F by m is equal to minus 4 pi r divided by t square. And here we are going to implement Kepler's third law. So do you know what is Kepler's third law? How many laws Kepler has given? Same like Newton, Kepler also has given 3 laws for us. Law of area. Okay, he has given 3 laws. So here we are going to give the first, like Kepler's third law, which is equal to r cube by t square. R cube by t square, that is equal to constant. That is the Kepler's third law. R cube by t square is equal to constant. So constant means we can denote with any of the alphabet, right? That is k. How for the universal gravitational constant we have used g, here it is k. So how we can write this r cube, this is t square. So r into r square divided by t square is equal to k. Is it clear? Hope it is clear up to this. R cube by t square is equal to k, where this r cube can also be written as r into r square, that is equal to k. Fine. So let me erase this diagram and continue the derivation here. So you can see r by t square. So how we can write this? R by t square, which is equal to, we are going to bring this r square down. So k divided by r square is k divided by r square. So we have a value, right? F is equal to minus 4 r divided by t square. Sorry, F by m is equal to. So can you find the value for r by t square? So let me highlight that. See, r by t square, which is equal to k by r square. So we can substitute that value here instead of this. So F by m is equal to minus 4 pi into k by r square. Clear? Minus 4 pi r k by r square. And we can also I have to carry over this square as well. Okay, so we can keep this f this side. 4 pi r square k m divided by r square. 4 minus 4 pi r square k into m divided by r square. Whereas this 4 pi, okay, this 4 pi and along with this 4 pi square along with this k, okay, this is equal to gm, okay, this is equal to gm, 4 pi square to k, which is equal to gm. So in this place we can substitute, okay, 4 pi square of k, we can substitute that value. Whereas f is equal to minus gm into m divided by r square. So this is the final equation. Minus gm into m divided by r square. So this is the final equation. Is it clear? So from the beginning I am going to explain. So just listen, and whatever doubts you have, you can ask me in the chat box. You can comment, okay? So first, in the beginning, I have started with the diagram that we have a sun at the center and earth revolving around in a circular orbit which acts with a centripetal force that is called as centripetal acceleration. That formula is A is equal to mv squared by r, whereas m is constant here. So we can neglect m value, which is equal to A is equal to v squared by r. Now we are going to find the value for v. Velocity is displacement by time. So what is displacement here? One complete rotation is the displacement. So it is circumference of the circle. Okay, it is the circumference of circle. So instead of s we have taken 2 pi r, bringing this t down. So what we are going to do? 2 pi r by t and as well as 2 pi, instead of b when you substitute it will be 2 pi r the whole square divided by this t square. Okay, next step, 4 pi r square divided by t square r. R and r will get cancelled. You will have a is equal to 4 pi r divided by t square. Is it clear up to this? Next step, we are going to implement. We have implemented two laws here. One is Newton's second law and one more is Kepler's third law. So Newton's second law, F is equal to ma. So instead of a, we can substitute. Even we don't want to bring this m, all those things. Straight away we can make this. So a, instead of a, substitute this value minus 4 pi square r divided by, even I have to carry over this, I'm sorry for that. So 4 pi square r divided by t square. Okay. So when you apply Kepler's third law, r cube by t squared is constant. That is, the constant is k here. Okay. We can write r cube as r into r square divided by t square. Now I am bringing down this r squared here. So r by t square is equal to k divided by r square. Keep f by m instead of this. So we know already f value. So substitute that. And instead of this r by t square, we can write this k by r square. So I have substituted minus 4 pi square k by r square. Okay. We have this value, whereas this 4 pi square and k, that is equal to gm, gravitation and the mass. So when you substitute, you will be getting F is equal to minus gmm divided by r square. So this is called as the Newton's inverse square law. Clear? So if you have any doubts, you can comment, you can send comments in the chat box. I will clarify your doubts. Thank you all.